Hi dear students, you know the last class we discussed about already we are completed three chapters. In first chapter you know the typical configuration of computer, you know about the internal parts of a computer. Okay, internal parts like you studied about the motherboard. Okay, motherboard concept, the components of motherboard, UPS and SMPS, these are already studied. Then in second chapter Boolean algebra, what is the use of Boolean algebra to study the internal parts, to study the working of computer, because the computer is a electronic device. Okay, how it will work. Okay, to study the internal working of a computer. Okay, we have to use we have to study Boolean algebra. Okay, Boolean algebra already you studied so many concepts. Okay, and logic gates also. If you want to develop electronic goods, electronic components, we want must and should we want logic gates. Already you studied about logic gates also. Okay, in study then in the next chapter data structure. In data structure, what is the use of data structure? Without data structure means data types. Okay, without data types we cannot write any programs. Okay, what is the use of program? Okay, programs are where you have to use programs are used to developing softwares. Okay, to developing softwares must and should you want program. If you want to write a program, must and should you want data types nothing but what? Data structure. Okay, without data structure we cannot write any program. Already you see there are two types of data structure. Already you know the primitive and non-primitive data structure. In first year already you studied, that is int, float, char, double. Without these cannot write any program. Okay, then you know the non-primitive data structure. This year in non-primitive data structure we have two types. One is linear and non-linear. In linear data structure already you studied the array, then stack, queue and linked list. Okay, already you studied these and you studied the algorithms also. Okay, this is the third chapter. Okay, already we are finished the third chapter. Then the now the next chapter go to the next chapter is the basics of O. Already you are studying first year. That same chapter you have to here studied in a second year also. Okay, you can study the second year also. Okay, see the basics of O. Already you have studied basics of O. What you have to study here? You have to study the what are the programming languages we have to use. Okay, what are the programming languages we have to use, what are the then what is the characteristics of different languages you can study it in this chapter. Okay, see the basics of O. In this chapter you have to study about the object. O means object oriented programming. Expand O ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Object oriented programming already you know in first year. Okay, see the what is before this you have to study what is programming methods. What is programming method or what is our programming paradigm? What is programming paradigm ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Programming paradigm means nothing methods. How many methods you have for programming? There are two methods you have. Okay, what is programming paradigm? Programming paradigm means the way in which program can be organized and developed. Okay, program can be organized and developed, that is called what programming methods ಅಂತಾರೆ. Programming methods. Okay, the program can be organized and how to developing program, how to organizing the program by using different languages. Okay, that is called what programming methods ಅಂತಾರೆ. There are two types of programming methods. Okay, before this what is program? Where you have to use a program nothing but these are the set of instructions. These are the set of instruction to carry one particular task. This is called what a program. Program means it carries one particular task. These are set of programs which carry one particular task. Okay, what is the use of program? Program edhukku use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? For developing softwares. What is software? You know, collection of programs. Collection of program means nothing but software. Okay, to developing softwares, okay, we have to use programs. Okay, you have a project work in a degree level, you have a project work there, you have to developing one little software or gaming software you can develop. For this purpose we want programs. Okay, how you know building blocks of programs? Program ಬರೀಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? We want data types ಬೇಕು. Okay, different you know C++ tokens already you studied. C+ operators, keywords, these are must and should we want to write the programs. Okay, this you have to remember. Okay, for program ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ must and should we want a C++ tokens. Okay, then what is program? Program nothing but a set of instruction which carry one particular task. Okay, that is called what that is called program. Okay, for developing softwares, okay, must and should we want programs. Okay, programs ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Okay, this is you have to remember. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ programs only. How to write a program? By using different languages you have to writing the program. There are two types of programs. You have their programming methods. There are two types of programming methods. One is a POP, second one is a OOP. Okay, first one is POP. POP means procedure oriented programming language. The second one is OOP means object oriented programming object oriented programming. See, the first one, what is a POP? There are two types of programming language. Already this is also asked for a 1 mark. I mentioned the types of programming languages. I mentioned the types of programming methods. There are two methods you have. One is a POP, second one is a OOP. Okay, see, POP means what? See, POP means procedure oriented programming language. What is POP? What is procedure oriented programming language? See, procedure oriented programming language, the program can be viewed in terms of function. The problem can be viewed in terms of functions. Means what? You have to write the programs by using functions only. If you writing the program by using functions means that is called what? POP. Okay, already you are writing in first year ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು by using procedure oriented programming, that is all you are writing. Okay, these are all procedure oriented programming language. Okay, see, you know already procedure oriented programming language. Okay, procedure oriented programming language, first of all hashing device print of text, then void main. You know void main. Okay, then you can, for example, I am taking on a program like int a comma b. Okay, int a comma, these are the variables, this is a data type or data structure. Okay, then you know the okay, cout, enter two numbers. Then I am taking here cin a b. Then I want to calculate this. I am adding of two numbers. I am writing a program for adding of two numbers equal to sum equal to a plus b. Then cout sum and get ch close the bracket. This is a small program, already you know. Okay, this is in this program you are using data types, you are using these are the data structure, you are using variables. Okay, you are using function. See, void main, this is a function. Okay, in function, okay, if you in program if you use the functions, okay, in program if you use the functions, okay, that is called a procedure oriented programming language. Okay, see, then otherwise you can write the problem can be viewed in terms of functions. Okay, by using functions if you write a program means that is called a procedure oriented programming language. Okay, the first year you are almost writing a procedure oriented programming language. Got it? See, in this for example for procedure oriented programming language, see, COBOL. Okay, C, COBOL and Pascal. Okay, these are the example for a procedure oriented programming languages. Okay, in the examination if they ask you, give the example for procedure oriented programming language. Okay, on C, COBOL and Pascal, these are nothing but the example for a procedure oriented programming language. What is POP ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. POP means, what is POP ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ definition ಬರೀಬೇಕು. Expand POP means you have to expand it. Okay, but what is POP? These are the problem can be viewed in terms of functions. Okay, this is you have to remember. Then what are the procedure or what are the characteristics? What are the characteristics of POP? Already you studied in what are the characteristics? What are the characteristics of POP? The first characteristic already you know, it is focus on function. It's focus on functions. Functions means if you just if you see the procedure oriented programming language, ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತವೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ವೈಟ್ ಓಕೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನನಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಗೆಟ್ ಸಿ ಎಚ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಗೆಟ್ ಸಿ ಎಚ್ ಓಕೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸಿ ಎಲ್ ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ function, that is also one function. In program, if you use functions, okay, if you use this type of functions, that is called procedure oriented programming language. First it is focus on function, first characteristic. Then second one, the second characteristic is the large program can be divided into small programs. The large program can be divided into smallest programs. Already you studied top-down design. Top-down design means here the main program, this is the wide main, this is main program. Main program can be divided into sub-programs. Okay, see, already you studied function chapter. Function in first year you have studied about the function chapter. What is function? Function nothing but it carries one set of modules. These are the set of statements or some small modules. These are the sub programs which carry one particular task. That is called functions. Okay, you divide body. You can divide this. You can divide this program by using functions. Also, you can write this program. Okay, means what? The large program can be divided into small programs. That will be possible in a procedure oriented. Okay, the large program can be divided into small programs. Okay, then third, see, data will not secure here. Data will be not secured. Not secured means these data, these A to B can be used by any function. Can be used by any functions. Okay, that is the data cannot be secured here. In a procedure oriented, data cannot be secured because here A and B you can use in other functions also. Okay, that's why data cannot be secured. Then fourth one, it follows top-down design. Top-down. See, this is a top-down design. Top-down design means what? You know top-down design. Top-down design means the problem can be divided into sub-problems, sub-modules. That is called a top-down design. That's why it follows this is the structure of POP. Okay, always the large program can be divided into small program. Okay, that's why POP it follows a top-down design. Top-down design means the main program can be divided into sub-programs. Okay, these are the characteristics of POP. In examination 2 marks question they will ask you, okay, write 2 characteristics of POP. You can write it focus on function. Okay, large program can be divided into small programs. Then data is not secured and it follows a top-down design. Okay, these you have to write it. Okay, this is the characteristics of a POP. This is the structure of a POP. Okay, then definition of a procedure oriented programming. Got it? This is about the procedure oriented programming language. Okay, now you want to study about the object oriented program. See, object oriented, the second one is a object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming language, it focus on object. It is focus on a object. What is object? Object means nothing but it is the real world entity. It is real world entity which has a data and functions. Every object it has a data and function. See, what is OOP ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. What is OOP or what is procedure oriented programming language? The problem can be viewed in terms of objects. For example, chalk, it is one object. Okay, then fan, it is one object. Got it? Okay, board, it is one object. For example, chalk, take it, this is a chalk, it is one object which contains data and function. Okay, data means what is the characteristics of the what is the characteristics of the chalk. It is a white color. Okay, then it has a height. These are the datas. Then what are the functions of this? Read and drawing, draw and read. These are write. Okay, these are the functions of this chalk. Okay, by using data and function, if you write a program, that is called what that is called a object oriented programming language. Okay, see, object oriented programming language means what? It is focus. It is the problem can be viewed in terms of object. By using object only, if you write a program, means that is called a object oriented programming language. For example, I am writing here. See, this is a procedure oriented programming language. Okay, instead of that, here I am writing the object oriented programming. How to write the object oriented programming language? For what type? While main. Here I am writing a comma b. Then instead of these all, I am using functions here. While, read, while, calculate. Okay, here I am writing a class. See, I am writing here I am writing by using objects how to write the program. This program same you can write in a object oriented programming language. How to write? See, you have to use one class use ಮಾಡಿ add ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕು. add ಅಂತ this programming addition of two numbers, otherwise you can take a sum. Okay, here these are nothing but data members, these are nothing but functions. Then what is object? What is object? Object means it is a real world entity which has data and functions. These are nothing but data, these are functions. Okay, in a program, if you use a data and functions or objects. In program, if you use an object, that is called a procedure oriented programming language. Object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming language means the problem can be viewed in terms of object. Okay, then what are the examples for the C? Object oriented example language: C++, Java. C++ and Java. These are the example for object oriented programming language. Example for procedure oriented: C, COBOL and Pascal. Okay, now the example for object oriented programming: C++ and Java. Okay, this is you have to remember. See, one thing you have to remember: object oriented programming language. You the program must ensure you have to use objects. Objects means what? It contains data and function. This is the structure of okay, this is the structure of object oriented programming language. See, here the one object, this is second object, this is third object. The objects are communicate with each other. One object, it contains data and function. This for object 1, it contains data and function. Okay, data and function means you program, and here I am using data. Two are data, then these are functions. Okay, next class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ data, how to write a program by using the objects. Okay, now you have to remember this is the structure of a object oriented programming language which contains data and functions. Okay, then what are the characteristics of OOP? First characteristic is that it is focused on objects, but the procedure oriented focus on function. See here, problem can be divided into objects. Here problem can be divided into objects. Okay, that is called here data will be secured. Means these A and B, these are the data can be used only by these two functions, not other function. These A and B can be used by only by read and write, read and ಮತ್ತೆ calculate function, not other any function. That is the restriction here. That's why data will be secured here. Data will be secured. Okay. Then it is a bottom up design. It follows bottom up design. Bottom up means what? See here the problem can be, see, bottom up. Problem can be resolved. First of all, problem can be divided, then you can rejoin. Okay, rejoin. This is called bottom up design. Okay, then in examination 5 marks question कहता है, write a difference between procedure oriented and object oriented. Procedure oriented, it is focused on function, it is focused on object. Then here the problem can be divided into smaller programs. Here the program can be divided into objects. Okay, here data will be not secured, but here data will be secured. Then here it follows a top down design, but here it follows a bottom up design. Okay, this much you want to remember. Here these are the example for this C and Pascal and COBOL, but example for these C++ and Java languages, they are example for object oriented programming. Okay, last class you are in first year, you know only procedure oriented programming language. This year you have to study about by using objects you are writing programs. Using objects ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸು. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಡಾಟಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇವನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. This is what is today. You have to discuss about the what are the two programming languages. One is a POP, second one is a OOP. What are the characteristics of a OOP, characteristics of a POP, then the difference between the OOP and POP. It is asked 4 times in annual exam. Write a difference between. Okay, write a difference between OOP and POP. Got it? This is you have to remember. Then in examination already 2 marks question ಕೇಳಿದಾನೆ. Write 2 characteristics of object oriented programming. Object oriented programming, you can write any 2 characteristics. Okay, this is you have to remember. Next class we discuss about the concept of OOP. Okay, thank you.